Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are and what time you're watching this video. No long fancy intro. Please consider subscribing if you find this video helpful or entertaining. And with that, let's get into the video. So in the most recent update, we got this material transmutation. I'm going to call it a machine because it's basically like an official glorified Throne and Liberty slot machine. And the idea behind this material transmutation machine is you put in a bunch of different gear, and when you put in this different gear, you get this score, and then you can use this score or points or whatever to roll on a chance of getting different gear. So I just wanted to make a quick video and talk about, how you should use this, when you should use this, what this is really useful for, and how to sort of best use it to get the best value out of what you're putting in there. So everything that you put in the machine, depending on what it is, gives you a different amount of points. So for example, these crossbows give 2182 points. This emerald ore gives 63. This wood gives 5, etc., etc. And what you want to do with this machine is get this conversion tier up to, I'll just show you here, level 3. And then when you get it up to level 3, you have a chance at any of these rewards. There are also, and then that's group 1, sorry, and this is group 2 of rewards. There are also lower tier rewards if you put in less items. So for example, if it was between 1,000 and 2,500 points, between 2,500 and 5,000, you would have these. But honestly, in order to be doing this in a way that even remotely makes sense, you want to be doing it at the top tier 3 conversion level. So when you're getting to this top level 3 conversion tier, you want to make sure that you're hitting just above where you need to and not over. You're not wasting points. So for example, if I throw these in there again, you'll see that I'm at max conversion tier 3 plus 1,545. If I take this out and I put in, I don't know, let's just put in, okay. So you can see here, now I'm plus 56 over. So you can try and kind of play it to get plus 9 over as close as you can. So maybe we'll go to here. And you want to try and get plus 1. If you get right on 2,500, I'll see if I can do it to show you. You see how this is still second tier? You want to actually get just slightly over so that you get into that tier 3 plus 1 so that you can get the tier 3 rewards. So in terms of the rewards you're trying to go for, you have a chance at getting a random reward, a weapon reward, a armor reward, or an accessory reward, and then you can see those different rewards if you click into this little percentage symbol. And honestly, the only thing that I think is even worth going for, and it's such a small chance that it's even hard to say it's worth going for, is the Band of Universal Power or the Belt of Bloodlust. If you play this game a good amount, you obviously know how valuable these are. They're pretty hard to get, and you definitely want to be shooting for these. Things like Sardoma Bracers, for example, you can really get those just by running a tier 1 dungeon. It's really not that valuable. So I think the only things that are worth going for are the Band of Universal Power and the Belt of Bloodlust. Now, you could alternatively go for armor. However, there really isn't anything that good in here. Like maybe these cloaks that drop from world bosses, I guess. But aside from that, there really isn't anything crazy in here. And then in terms of weapons, you're really, again, like these come from open world dungeons or just heroic things that you can pick up in a chest. Like there's really nothing overwhelmingly great here. So I think that if you're going to use this, you want to probably exclusively be rolling for accessories in hopes that you get the Band of Universal Power or the Belt of Bloodlust. However, I want to make this video with caution because I do think that this is something that can potentially be useful in the game. However, I would almost use it as a last resort after a bunch of other things have already been done. So I kind of have like this arbitrary order of priority that I made that I would recommend that you kind of follow before you even start using this material transmutation machine. And the first being, I would obviously recommend you already be fully geared. There is no point of throwing purple pieces of equipment into the transmutation machine when you could be using those to trade out your own gear. So first priority should definitely be trading your own gear. Second priority would probably be selling things on the auction house. So if you get, I don't know, Shadow Harvester pants with mana regen trait that are worth like 700 Lucent, probably don't throw those into the transmutation machine. I would recommend selling those on the auction house instead. So assuming the gear doesn't fit your build and isn't worth anything on the auction house, I would then probably make sure that you have like a sufficient amount of magic powder to be used in the future. Now, that's obviously dependent on you, and I don't know, I'm just going to make up some arbitrary number. Maybe you should have 1,000 of each different type of powder or whatever. I would make sure that you have enough powder before you start dumping things into this slot machine. And then assuming it doesn't fit your build, you're selling it, it's not worth anything on the auction house, you have all the magic powder you need. Honestly, I'd probably fill out the lithograph book because at least you kind of know what you're going to get on this. And then assuming that all those things are not met, or are met, I guess, rather, then I would use the transmutation machine because realistically, the only thing that's like worth a ton in here is the Band of Universal Power and the Belt of Bloodlust, and the chance of this is like what, 1.52% chance to get one of these. So it's definitely possible, but you are playing a heavy gamble on it. So I think utilizing your own build first, and then selling things on the auction house, and then stacking your magic powder, then filling out your lithograph book are definitely what you should be doing first. And then assuming that all that is done, I would probably only then recommend you start doing this transmutation gamble, and who knows, maybe you get a Belt of Bloodlust or a Band of Universal Power. I have noticed that the prices have been decreasing for both those things because people have been getting them. So I definitely encourage you, if you, it's still expensive, but if you have the extra stuff left over, this is a great alternative to either throwing it on the auction house for like literally nothing or dissolving it. It's just a different way that you can sort of get rid of your trash, and who knows, maybe you will get something out of it. The worst case is you're just going to be set back. I can't remember exactly how much it is. I think it is about 500,000 Solent. So yeah, worst case, downside is you lose 500k and your trash that you would have got rid of anyway, as opposed to listing a bunch of random crap on the auction house or doing whatever. So I definitely think there is a purpose for this. I would just caution you to make sure that you kind of know what you're doing going into it. And just for fun, since we're here, let's rip the slot machine one time just to see what we get. Ice Band with skill damage boost. So actually that probably sells for a decent amount. Typically accessory traits are still selling for a decent amount. So yeah, 137 Lucent. I don't know. Could I have sold the other things I put in there for more? I wasn't really paying attention, but I just wanted to demonstrate, I guess. So that's the other benefit with doing accessories anyway, is even if you get something that's not so great, at least accessory traits typically are still holding value, definitely more than armor traits at least. So that's something else to consider. Anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, if you found this entertaining or helpful, please consider subscribing, and otherwise, see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.